Sure, he's talking arms control on a stop in Moscow and huddling with G8 leaders in Italy on the global recession. But for pure emotional impact, it'll be hard to top President Barack Obama's last port of call, Ghana, and the first visit to Black Africa by America's first African-American president. But why Ghana, when Obama's roots are in his father's native Kenya, 3,000 miles away?
Ghana is a very good example on the continent of Africa of good governance and economic reforms.
The former slave trade center known as the Gold Coast is today such a thriving democracy. George W. Bush came last year. And like Bush, Ghana's longtime president, John Kufuor, handed power to an elected successor in January.
Obama can go, he can talk about the historical relationship, he can talk about a positive relationship and a way forward without having to deal with some of the more delicate issues that are happening on the continent.
By contrast, Kenya has all of Africa's woes: hunger, disease, refugees from nearby Somalia, and election bloodshed. For America's first black president, expectations are high for what many Africans see as a homecoming.
I think it's going to be very important, though, that he realizes that this is not just an opportunity for a photo op, but that people are actually looking for him to really show some leadership on the continent. So it's actually even a higher bar.
In short, can he do better at lifting Africa up than the white presidents who've come before? In his memoir, Dreams from My Father, the president writes of his first trip to Africa, of drinking in its sights, sounds, and tastes, of running his hand over his father's African grave. On this trip, he'll seek to reconnect with those roots and give a hungering continent reason for hope. Mark Smith, The Associated Press, the White House.